dig? Yeah. Keep digging, keep digging, keep digging, go deep. It's the underground. Yeah, keep digging, keep digging, keep digging, go deep. It's the underground. Yeah, keep digging, keep digging, keep digging, go deep. It's the underground. Yeah, keep digging, keep digging, keep digging, go deep. It's the underground.
Go deep, yeah. It's the underground. Drop a bomb, yeah. Everybody get down. Matter of fact, yeah. It's a touchdown. Get jiggy, yeah, yeah. In the end zone, yeah. Ask your girl, I'm in the friend zone. First down, yeah, yeah. I'm in the red zone. Can't stop this. You better watch this. Call in to the show. Talk your shit.
Keep digging, keep digging, yeah, yeah. Keep digging, go deep. It's the underground. Yeah, keep digging, keep digging, keep digging, go deep. It's the underground. Yeah, keep digging, keep digging, keep digging, go deep. It's the underground. Yeah, keep digging, keep digging,
Yeah.
keep digging, go deep. It's the underground.
Yeah, you know what it is. It's your boy, the host of the Underground Sports Show, Filthy Rich, man. You know we live all the time, baby. Call into the show, 412-407-2744. Talk your sports, talk your shit, baby, because you know what I'm going to do, man. Hey, it's your boy, Sports Week in Review. You know how we get down, man. Whole bunch of stuff to talk about tonight. Yo, we got a lot, man. Steelers getting their butts whooped 17-0, man. We going to have to see. We already in the chat, baby. Broderick Jones, RIP to the NFL, man. It's looking bad, man. It's looking bad for a lot of people. Man, I'm looking towards the future. I want to know what everybody going to say, man. So join in here on the Underground Sports Show. It's your boy, Filthy Rich, man. Yeah. All right. I'm glad you could join me, man. Before I can say get up in the chat, man, my man Iceman, what up, man, says Broderick Jones, RIP NFL, man. Is it the end for Broderick Jones? Man, is it the end for Mike McCarthy already? Hey, they jumped on Mike McCarthy pretty bad this weekend. A donut in the second preseason games after getting their hopes so high last week, man. But whose fault was it? Who was good? Who was bad? There's a lot to figure out. Iceman already says Broderick Jones was horrible, man. RIP into the NFL. Man, will he be cut though? I mean, you can't trade the guy no more. Will he put on tape? There's no way you could trade him. You done changed his position 4 times. You know what I mean? What do you do with Broderick Jones, man? He almost single-handedly made everybody look bad, right? So, yeah, it was not a good day for Broderick Jones. Appreciate you in the chat, Iceman. Setting it off already, man. Y'all know what it is, man. Hit the like button, subscribe to the channel. It's the Underground Sports Show, man. You know you can call in live anytime and interrupt anytime. We will definitely get to the Steelers and our quarterback situation. Man, it was so much going on. We definitely going to get into that. We got to get into the NFL's quarterback battles and stuff like that. We got to get into this Deshaun Watson and Shedeur Sanders. We'll definitely get into that. And, yeah, got a lot more for y'all. So, yeah, stay tuned here on the Underground Sports Show, man. Sports Week in Review. Steelers get their butt kicked 17-0. But there's a whole bunch that went on around the league. So we're going to get into that. But the first thing, somebody else got kicked too. So let's check this out, man. For a quick little icebreaker, let's go to the video real quick and check out a video real quick that I got a coach that kind of wowed out, man. Let's go.
Now to another high school football story. Without its coach tonight, he was fired hours before the first game of the season after an incident caught on camera during practice this week. And Eyewitness News reporter Amy Powell is live in Simi Valley with a look at the incident and what that coach is saying in an interview you'll only see on Eyewitness News. Amy?
And David, this coach was in his second year here at Royal High School, but he told me he's been coaching young athletes for more than 20 years, and nothing like this has ever happened before, insisting that the incident captured on video was an accident. Royal High School's Highlanders football team playing their season opening game, hours after the firing of the team's head coach. Adam Brubaker losing his job after this video started circulating on social media. The coach admittedly angry at one of the team members on the practice field.
Hey, man, that's pretty wild. For a long time, I thought it was the kicker tee. Looked like it was the ball, but he definitely kicked the hell out of the ball, which kicked him in the nuts.
When he suddenly kicks a ball.
And I kicked the ball, and it hit him in the groin area, and I mean, instantly, I felt like I was going to pass out. Obviously,
Liar. Watch the way he kicks my man. Well, kicks the ball.
Angry at one of the team members on the practice field when he
Looks at
suddenly
him
kicks
and
a
immediately
ball.
turns away
kicked the ball.
and walks away and don't even think about the
And it
boy.
hit him in the
Goes
groin.
back actually to yell at him again, but listen to what he says.
Yeah. And I mean, instantly, I felt like I was going to pass out. Obviously, a great deal of remorse for what happened. It's a 1 in a million shot.
A school campus camera recorded the incident, and Eyewitness News obtained the video. Brubaker says it happened during a practice session on Wednesday. No one is allowed to knock a teammate to the ground during drills because of the risk of
Still ain't checking on him. Talk about you was remorseful. You felt like you was about to pass out. Yeah, you knew you just probably lost your job, brother. So yeah, man, what a sucker right here. I didn't even really catch his name, but dude.
injury. Brubaker becoming upset after he says one of the athletes violently pulled a running back to the ground. But the coach says he was not aiming at the player. The incident captured on video was
Yeah, he was. The tape don't lie, baby. They say that in sports all the time. The tape don't lie. The tape don't lie, coach. You out of here.
an accident.
When we finished practice, I went back over to him. I apologized.
After
And when you finish practice,
reviewing the incident, the Simi Valley Unified School District decided to fire Brubaker. In a statement, the school's principal saying, "Our focus now is to support our student athletes, provide stability for the program, and help the team move forward together." And
all right, that's pretty normal for a school to say, yeah, dude, you screwed up, man, and kicked my man in the nuts. That's a super no-no. You know you out of there. You know you out of there. And you wasn't remorseful at all. I thought that was a wild story. That's pretty crazy, man. Another kick in the nuts, though. I got a story here about CeeDee Lamb, Cowboy star wide receiver, of course. CeeDee Lamb home burglarized for $300,000 in property while Dallas Cowboy star was away at training camp. Dallas Cowboy wide receiver CeeDee Lamb, Texas home was burglarized late July, and $300,000 worth of property was stolen while he was at training camp. It's the latest hit of a string of brazen burglaries targeting affluent athletes in recent years. Police responded to Lamb's home in Fairview, Texas afternoon on July 31st for a report from a home burglary. When officers arrived, they met with individuals representing Mr. Lamb who showed them a broken window on the side of the home where the burglars most likely entered. Fairview police said in the statement Sunday. Evidence pointed to a single person entering and exiting through the window, taking several high-end personal items, officials said. More than $300,000 worth of property was stolen, including 4 luxury bags, the police report says. So yeah, man. Look. To me, I don't understand why you got $300,000 type of stuff in your house just laying around. You know what I'm saying? I feel like I need to put that up somewhere, man. No matter if it's the chain, watch, purses. I ain't spending that much money on a purse anyway. But damn, man, one person breaks in and steal $300,000 worth of stuff. You ain't gonna never find them. All that you got a mask on and you got cameras and all that. That don't matter. But I wonder, this is a trend. This is a trend. To me, I'm putting my stuff up, man. You might steal, I don't know, some forks, some spoons, or but if I'm off away to training camp, I'm putting my stuff up. I don't know what type of community and stuff we live in. Should there be some security in your community to where somebody don't get in like this? But this is obviously somebody that maybe been on CeeDee Lamb's property, man. You just don't run up on nothing and break into it. You know what I'm saying? That ain't how it works. Usually somebody been in your house, seeing what you got. They'll know exactly where to go to get what they want. So yeah, man, CeeDee Lamb, put your stuff away, man. All y'all NFL players, man, put your stuff away. $300,000. I don't care how much money I got. I feel like that's some money. Real for real. All right, let's get into it, man. Let's get around the league because, man, we got to get into Deshaun Watson and Shedeur Sanders way before we get into their Steelers. And we know the Steelers got smashed, and I'll definitely break that down here in a minute. But these QB battles heating up, and this one right here, man, the heat is on, but the heat might be over, man. The decision might be made way earlier than it was supposed to be made, all right? And it was pretty much made by Deshaun Watson himself, man. If you've been under a rock and you don't know how Deshaun Watson acted after he performed so poorly in a game where he didn't even start. He was put in the second half. He was the basically second string quarterback, and he got the whole second half and bombed it, man. Bombed it big time. He looked like the Deshaun Watson everybody said he was. And it really feels like Cleveland already knew he was a bum, man. Already knew. All this stuff at camp saying Deshaun Watson's playing this and that and this. Well, the point is, nobody wants Deshaun Watson to play football in Cleveland, especially the Cleveland people, more than anybody. Now, Shedeur Sanders got fans everywhere. I thought he had more fans outside of Cleveland than he did in Cleveland, but I was totally wrong about that. The people in Cleveland want to see Shedeur Sanders, okay? And the reason they want to see Shedeur Sanders so bad is not because he's that good. It's just that they hate Deshaun Watson, bro. They hate Deshaun Watson. Let's go to the tape and show the last incident where Deshaun Watson totally pissed off the fan base of Cleveland. All right? This is it. Like I said, if you've been under a rock and ain't seen this, here it goes. Deshaun Watson answered a couple questions to the media after the game yesterday.
Man, I didn't have no reaction. I think the biggest thing is, I think you guys know too, and I think the whole world knows. It has nothing to do about the performance. It's a little bit personal than that. So, I think that's it's a disrespectful thing. So, yeah, I mean, I'm gonna keep whatever I feel with me and my family internally on how I feel about that, and yeah, just move on.
But don't you think, Deshaun, that winning and playing better would eliminate some of that booing?
Last time I played on this field, I tore my Achilles. And that same fan base, they cheered when I got hurt. So does that have to do with, what does that have to do with anything about performance? When a person get hurt, especially for your own city, and they cheer.
Does that make you regret coming here?
No, I don't regret anything in my life. You know, I think the Lord put me through situations for a reason. So I don't regret anything.
Hags, no, he don't regret nothing. You see them earrings? You see that chain? Deshaun Watson is making a lot of money to do nothing. And I think Deshaun Watson is just figuring that out, that I don't want to do nothing. I don't want to be in this quarterback competition. I don't want to be the quarterback for the Cleveland Browns. I think he decided that a long time ago. I think he was just doing his due diligence to say he didn't quit. He has to fulfill his contract to get his cheese. He has to force this team to get rid of him, because his money's guaranteed. And everybody in Cleveland can see it. All right? Everybody in Cleveland can see it. And on top of that, he's not even close to playing well, right? Looks like he's giving up on the field. That's why he's getting booed by the fan base. And no, this fan base does not like Deshaun Watson, okay? It is what it is. He called it personal. It is personal. You know why, Deshaun Watson? Because of stuff like this. Now, when you needed them when you was hurt, you felt like they didn't have your back. But this is what you say when they need you. Deshaun Watson here on running the ball as a quarterback.
You'd think it.
This is last year, matter of fact.
this point that Deshaun Watson understands the position he's in, but it's almost the exact opposite. He's seemingly oblivious to the fact that he's on the verge of becoming the most You'd think at this point that Deshaun Watson understands the position he's in, but it's almost the exact opposite. He's seemingly oblivious to the fact that he's on the verge of becoming the most expensive backup QB in NFL history. Now, anyone who's played this poorly should be willing to do what the team needs if it's going to win games. Not Deshaun, though. Listen to his answer when asked about running the ball.
I'm not going in there to ask them for more design runs. So if I don't have to run, I'm not going to run. So I'm not trying to take any hits.
The problem is a lack of leadership. A strong leader stands at the podium and says, if coach thinks me running will win us games, then let's do it. Keep in mind here, it's not like Deshaun is 34 years old. He just turned 29, and the Browns offense is in desperate need of a spark. They rank 24th in rushing and almost dead last in yards per play. The aerial attack has arguably been worse. In terms of QBR, the only qualified QB Deshaun's ahead of is Bryce Young. The Browns travel to Vegas this week, and if Deshaun looks ugly for a fourth straight game and Cleveland swallows a bad loss to the Raiders, his days as a starting QB in the NFL are most likely over. Browns fans will see Jameis in week 5. I'm Fred Michael Smith, and that's my take.
All right, so yeah, that's Deshaun Watson last year saying, I don't want to really do nothing extra to make this team win. I'm not going to into the because they're asking me about why don't you run the ball more, because we think you're a dynamic runner and used to be a runner. I'm not asking for run plays. I don't want to get hit. Fans don't want to hear that. Fans take that in as I'm only giving a certain percent to y'all. I'm not giving you 100%. I'm giving you enough to pass by. And in Cleveland, they don't want that. As bad as Cleveland is, as bad as the Cleveland Browns are, no one in Cleveland believes that. That's the greatest thing about the Cleveland Browns fan base. No one in Cleveland knows that they're the Browns. They all feel like they're going to win the Super Bowl this year. This is their year. So this is where you're at, Deshaun Watson. This is the land you live in and that you're taking money from. And yes, fans think it's their money, especially in Cleveland, out of all places. They do the same thing here in Pittsburgh. It's one of those towns. So when they cheered when you was hurt, they thought about all the times that you hurt them on their football team. That's just how they gonna take it. They crazy. It's the dog pound, bro. It's the dog pound. So yeah, Deshaun Watson ain't gonna fit here in Cleveland. He just made his decision, come out there flashing his jewelry. The Cleveland haters don't like that at all. And guess who they do like? They're very fond of Shedeur Sanders. Very fond of Shedeur Sanders. Not only does Shedeur Sanders look like a better quarterback than you, he looks like a better leader than you. And he looks... He's definitely more Hollywood than you. You're anti-Hollywood. Your personality, people don't even like you outside of Cleveland because of what you've done before. Now, did the Browns organization let their fan base down by bringing this guy in? Yes, they did. Absolutely. But can you knock them for trying anything in Cleveland? I think they all would have said at first. They were all pretty... not excited, but if this works, great. It'll be worth the money if this works. That's how starving we are in Cleveland. I'm sure that's what they were saying at the beginning of the Deshaun Watson era, but nobody wanted him. Just like here in Pittsburgh with Aaron Rodgers, and once you got him, it's like, all right, well, let's see if we can muster some shit up. If you can redeem yourself. And Deshaun Watson has done everything but redeem himself in Cleveland. Pretty bad situation here, man. Pretty bad situation. Deshaun Watson cares about nothing but his cheese. Look at him and his wife showing off their rings. Not that you ain't allowed to show off no rings, but I just feel like this is what Deshaun Watson cares about, man. This is the type of stuff Deshaun Watson cares about. Kind of why he come up there playing with his earrings, showing off. His belly is full, y'all. Deshaun Watson is cooked. He is. He just proved it to everybody. No one else can say anything else. No one else can argue the situation all the Shador haters that don't or want to run with the story that Deshaun should start. Even the money can't make Deshaun Watson start now, man. Cleveland cannot be that crazy, y'all. Cleveland can't be that crazy. No way, no how can this guy be in town. And if he is in town, he got to be on a bench. And is he worth anything to your locker room? Who knows? You know, I ain't going to say people don't like Deshaun Watson on the team. It's hard to tell if that's a thing. But the fan base, media, Cleveland, is definitely putting the pressure on the Cleveland Browns organization. You seen what Steelers fans did to Mike Tomlin, booed him. Not just booed him, fire Tomlin chance, right? Now, Steelers didn't fire Tomlin, but Tomlin did feel like maybe I should just step away. And I bet you that's what Deshaun Watson wants to do. He just wants to force Cleveland's hand and make them do it. That way he gets his bread, right? He gets his bread. Speaking of bread, you see the question of the day, man. How much leverage does Joey Porter have in his contract situation, huh? That's pretty real fishy. We talked about that a lot last show, but that is getting even deeper now because there's a couple more stories, and we'll get into that in a little bit. But yeah, man, the QB battles all over the league, starting here in Pittsburgh, it got pretty ugly, man. It got pretty ugly for us against the Jets. A lot of bad things going on. I guess we'll start out with the quarterbacks. Will Howard throwing 2 interceptions. Were they his fault? Were they not? That was a lot of the debate. A lot of it was blamed on Roman Wilson for both interceptions. I'll tell you what, the first interception was definitely not Roman Wilson's fault. I don't believe. The second interception, I do believe it was his fault. That's the one he faded on quite enough. You got to kind of, you got to get the ball at this highest point, Roman Wilson. Could he have threw a better pass? Yeah, but once you see the pass coming up short, you got to react to the ball. Is it easy? No, but you're an NFL wide receiver. You should be able to react to the ball. The defensive back reacted to the ball quite nicely. Quite nicely. Now to Will Howard's first interception, this one was his fault. You're steering, the safety is right in front of you, Will Howard. How did you not see him make that move and basically bait you into throwing that ball? You basically just didn't see him the whole time. You never looked at the one single high free safety. You ignored him. And when he seen you wasn't looking, I mean, it's the preseason. He took a gamble. Why not? That's what you do in the preseason. I'm gambling. I'm jumping the route. He jumped the route. Never seen him. Interception. Now, you can say Roman Wilson could have been there to break it up. Roman Wilson don't see that guy behind him. Most likely, he doesn't see that guy behind him. And he would have been wide open if the safety stays into the middle of the field. But Will Howard assumed he would stay in the middle of the field, and he didn't. So that one was on Will Howard's eyes. He probably stared down the wide receiver also. So, yeah, those are interceptions that young guys throw. It is what it is. I don't think Will Howard had the worst game in the world just because he had 2 interceptions. Now, not scoring is pretty bad. That's a red zone interception, of course, but, they can't get into the end zone. But they moved the ball a little bit up and down the field. I seen him throw some decent throws, and then I seen him throw some other throws that wasn't too good. Drew Aller, although, on the other hand, made quite a bit of good throws that were dropped. So this time, like I praised the wide receivers last week, this week, wide receivers get a D- for me. A D-. And I'm grading on the scale because they played so well last week. What happened? Guys were open. They just couldn't collect the ball for Drew Aller. And like I said, Roman Wilson is just not looking like a good wide receiver at all. He just didn't. But there were some good plays in this game, man. I wouldn't throw this whole game in the trash. There was some teaching lessons for both quarterbacks. But to me, if I was Mike McCarthy, I would have had Drew Aller out there first, man. He would have been the guy that was starting, and Will Howard would have had to work his way on to the practice squad. Okay, that's what he would have been doing against the third stringers. And I want to know if Drew Aller can hang with the big boys. Okay, next week I don't think nobody's throwing their guys out there, so I really want to see what Drew Aller could do with the first line and all that good stuff, and see if he really was the man, because he's obviously the guy that you're keeping, and he's also going to be a guy that might not get this chance now to go with the ones against the ones at all. If you tone it down next week, we already know he ain't playing with the ones, but last preseason in the game, what is Buffalo going to do on defense, right? Sure, they don't want to get anybody hurt. They've been playing well in the preseason, so he might not get the look we want him to get. But at this rate, what McCarthy, I think, is doing is Drew Aller's definitely on layaway. That's what he told me by not starting Drew Aller. And basically, Will Howard is going to have to flunk his way to the practice squad. Right now, Will Howard's looking like a good practice squad player. Before, we was worried about Will Howard getting picked up by another team, and it still could happen. It still could happen. But there's some pretty good backups out there, some pretty good veteran backups out there. There's a lot of teams with good backups. I'm not too afraid of putting Will Howard on a practice squad anymore, right? You can't do it to Drew Aller. He's a third-round pick. He'll definitely get scooped up. And his arm looks very live. So you can't do that with Drew Aller. Mason Rudolph, he's pretty much proved what he is. I think Mason Rudolph would be tempting for somebody to pick up if an injury happened or something like that. He could definitely make a roster. He could definitely be somebody's third quarterback, right? Easy. So, like I said, we were back to ground zero again here with our stellar quarterbacks, at least our backups, man. Aaron Rodgers doesn't seem like he's going to take a snap in the preseason. I'm pretty sure he had that settled with the Rooneys before he even came back. They talked about it a little bit. That ain't happening at all. But yeah, man, hey, Will Howard, to me, trajectory looks like practice squad at this point. He's got one more game. Drew Aller's got one more game to finish this. I doubt if Mason Rudolph plays either. But, man, we shall see. It's still a mystery. Mason Rudolph not playing just because I think it means he's guaranteed a spot doesn't mean that's what Mike McCarthy's thinking. Mike McCarthy might be thinking it's not even worth putting him out there because I am getting rid of Mason Rudolph. We are going to trade Mason Rudolph for whatever. Don't let him spoil it anymore. He went, 12 for 13 last week, drove up and down the field, showed his toughness. That's all we need to advertise before he screw it up, right? Before he screws it up. All right, let's get into some other QB battles, man. Or that there's a couple guys out here I want to see play this year over certain guys. So, guys like Fernando Mendoza, man. First round pick in the draft. I really want to see him play, but man, he did not look good this week after a very good week one like Aller and Howard. Fernando Mendoza comes out there and throws a pick six in the game. Let me see his other statistics here. 8 for 15, 86 yards, interception, and a passer rating of 42.6. So not good for Fernando Mendoza. But hey, like I called it, and the reason I wanted to see this game, he went against the best defensive coordinator in football right now, right? The best defense in football right now, the Houston Texans. So yeah, we knew it was going to be a test for Fernando Mendoza, but keep throwing this kid out here. Ain't no way I'm starting Kirk Cousins over Fernando Mendoza, a guy I picked first in the draft. I'm going to let him thug it out. I'm going to let him slug it out. just like Peyton Manning did, just like Big Ben got his chance to. You know, Peyton Manning threw for the most interceptions in history his rookie year. Look how he turned out. Now, I'm not trying to call the kid Peyton Manning. Not saying that, but if you're a first pick in the draft at quarterback, I just believe you should be starting, especially over Kirk Cousins. What are we waiting for? You should not be able to ruin the first pick in the draft. Either you that good or you ain't. What are we waiting for? You'll figure it out. Can't get no better on the bench, you ask me. And Kirk Cousins, what's he going to do for the Raiders? He's going to sell y'all some tickets? I don't think so. I know it's Vegas and y'all going to make y'all money no matter what. But still, get a fan something, you know? Now, in Atlanta, I seen that preseason game, and Tua or Penix didn't get into that game. But I got a feeling they just saving Tua because I believe Tua is going to be the starter here in Atlanta. Penix still injured, coming back soon, they say, though, but I don't think he'll be back in enough time to start in game one. So I can see Tua starting off the season, maybe Penix in there by week 2 or 3. That's my guesstimate on that one. Jacoby Brissett didn't play either. Carson Beck didn't play. I think I seen Gardner Minshew out there for the Cardinals. So, yeah, a lot of good backup quarterbacks, like I said, out there. But I got a feeling Jacoby Brissett is going to start that season. That's what I would do if I was Arizona. I think Arizona got a lot of talent on offense, man. A whole lot of talent on offense. And I would go with the bona fide quarterback I got, the guy with the experience, and let Jacoby Brissett do his thing like he did last year. You got running backs out the wazoo in Arizona. You got receivers out the wazoo. You got the best tight end in football, Trey McBride, everybody's saying. So, yeah, let that offense fly, man. New coach LaFleur. That's a very potent offense. And Jacoby Brissett was the one that orchestrated it last year. He's got all the timing with the guys and stuff like that. I'm letting that fly with Jacoby Brissett. I like Carson Beck. I like what he did so far, let me say that. But no, Cardinals got a chance to turn this thing around in the best division in football. That's going to be the tough part, but they still got a chance. They got a very good offense, man. If they can get any type of defense, man, any type of defense, they can really make this division real tough because they are very talented on offense. Like I said, new head coach, with a chance to be coach of the year, man. These are the type of guys, these are the type of teams where a guy can win coach of the year. You take them to the playoffs or something like that, right? So, yeah, man, shout out to Arizona, one of my little sleeper teams. Not too much, but they can make some noise, man. They definitely going to make some fantasy noise. You definitely need to get down with the Cardinals in fantasy football. A lot of guys on an offense, you can get some money in fantasy football, for real. All right, well, let's get into our Steeler focus, man. Everybody up in here, man. If you up in here, hit me up in the chat. Let me know you in the house. It's your boy Filthy Rich, man. Hit the like button. Call in to the show, 412-407-2744. Get into my Steeler focus here, man. Man, that was ugly, man. That was a bad watch. I got a chance to watch it twice. The defense, let's start there, man. Let's start there. The defense, I seen them doing some things that wasn't common in the preseason, like not being very vanilla with their play calling. A lot of safety blitzes which were working, which were effective, but still seem to not be able to get off the field on third down, okay? And that was a problem last year, and it seems like another problem this year. It's hard to tell if it's a personnel thing. It's hard to tell if it's a play call thing. It really is, but it's lingering way too long. Way too long. Still don't look elite in rush defense. Let's check a little stats, man. Make sure I ain't wrong. But at the same time, I'm just talking off the eye test here, man. Eye test just told me how, the eye test told me how, bad the Steelers played, but at the same time, there's a couple good things that went on. But seemed to be getting bullied around a little bit. Now, last week, what did I tell y'all, man? What did I tell y'all last week? I said it. And I'm going to just go back to it. And show you what I said about Green Bay last week, all right? And it was the total opposite against the Jets here. But a lot of people wanted to say, you know, it was the third string in, or he ain't do it against this, da-da-da. It was everybody out there for Green Bay. But here we go. Not so fast, my friend. Drew did well against a bunch of Uber drivers coming in 3 weeks. Yeah, man. Or Amazon, you know what I'm saying? Amazon right around the corner from me. So, yeah, they can get the job right up here. And more than that, when it come to, Green Bay, that was a bad look from Green Bay. That was not a good look from Green Bay at all. The first string, the second string, the third string, bruh. They didn't bring shit to the table. So yeah, like I said, man. Last week, Green Bay didn't bring shit to the table, but the tables turned this week against the Jets, man. The Jets look like a much more prepared team. They look like we looked last week. Everybody flying around, trying to prove themselves. We act like, the Steelers, I say, we act like we won everything. We did everything we wanted to do already. In the NFL, you got to keep the intensity up. And this is something Mike McCarthy is going to have to control, it looks like. He's going to have to preach to his team like, we must play with the same intensity every week, because we didn't come with it, man. We let the Jets bully us. They wanted to tackle more. They wanted to hit more. They wanted to block more. And they wasn't that much better than us. They didn't beat us 40-0. But 17-0 is still a beatdown when you came out there and looked the way the Steelers looked. Receivers not focused. Offensive line not focused again. That's not good, Mike McCarthy. Not again. Not go back to training camp where we ain't got nothing else to do but football, and you come back out and you look like that again? No teaching going on? Now, you could be this great play caller if you want to, but if you can't block, it ain't going to work. Now, one thing I will say is Aaron Rodgers ain't in the game. Does that matter with blocking? Yes, it does. Aaron Rodgers is going to be able to direct the offensive line a lot better than these young guys are. He's going to have command there, okay? He's going to make sure his protections is set up properly. Yes, that's part of the quarterback's job. So maybe that'll help Mike McCarthy as his coach on the field. I hope so. But right now, it's not looking good. And it's not only Broderick Jones. It's the whole offensive line, man. I've seen a lot of breakdowns. Fatanu, Cook, and the guards too. Not a lot of running lanes for a running backs. Running backs look like they're fighting way too hard for any yards. So yeah, offensive line back to back, they don't look clean, man. They don't look clean. I mentioned the wide receivers already. That was bad. Running backs, I'll tell you what, Lou Nichols, if he don't make this squad, that's another knock on Mike McCarthy. It was already a knock on Mike Tomlin last year, you asked me, but didn't have much of a choice. But this time, you know, Caleb Johnson, you just got to go, bruh. Just got to go. Now, he led the team in rushing yesterday with 39 yards, 10 carries. That's 3.9 a carry. Not great, of course. But they actually start opening some holes for him, or he's got good vision. But this dude just get tackled by the first guy every time, bruh. Every time. So, no spark, no flash in Caleb Johnson's game. To where when you look at Lou Nichols is ready to give you the business. And he's going to get his extra yards. Caleb Johnson looked like a deer in headlights for whatever reason. It's hard to understand how you could be that nice in school and then all of a sudden things change, man. Now, Iowa's got a great offensive line, maybe most of the time. You know, sometimes you got to watch the games to see certain stuff like this. Now that we're watching Caleb Johnson every run, we can see You can see what it is. Now, he is quick. He is fast, but run after contact is bad. He doesn't even take the contact too well. I don't know what it is, man. It just don't do nothing for me. He don't excite me at all. So sometimes you just got to take your L. Just like Cleveland got to take their L with Watson and his bread, you got to take this L, Steelers organization. You got to take this L and just get rid of Caleb Johnson, man. He does not make you a better team like Lou Nichols does. I'd even rather have Eli Heinrich around just because maybe some of the special things he could do. But that's what I really want to, another thing I want to find out in the third preseason game. Give Eli Heinrich the ball like you did Caleb Johnson. Okay, take Lou Nichols out of the situation. I don't need to see much more from Lou Nichols. I don't want Warren back in the game or Rico Dowdle. I don't. But I do want my starting line, offensive line out there. And we're going to get a ball to Eli Heinrich, Caleb Johnson, and there's another running back too, ain't there? Who's the third running back? I mean, yeah, the fifth running back right now. Who is it? Tonya says, sorry ass GM last season flashback. Yeah, man. Yeah. For sure. But yeah, gotta get rid of Caleb Johnson. That's the running backs right there. Who else was bad? Let's say wide receivers, offensive line, running backs. That's pretty much it on offense. The quarterbacks, I'm gonna give them a pass, man. I'm gonna still get the quarterbacks a C+. Even Will Howard, as bad as that mistake was, I think that mistake is made by a lot of rookies. That's a teaching moment. It won't be made again. That could be Drew Aller. They're going to throw interceptions, man. It's just going to happen. That was a veteran player and just stole it from Will Howard. But the other one, the wide receiver got to try better. Roman Wilson got to try better than that. But off to the defense. Defense, I say what? The safeties played very well. Rayshawn Jenkins is going to help this team. Spears Jennings is going to help this team. Special teams. Tackling. Who else? Cornerbacks, they played okay. Geno Smith kind of drove the ball right down the field. That wasn't good. But, of course, the starters wasn't out there. Jamil Dean wasn't out there. Sante Samuels. And we got to get Joey Porter Jr. back. We ain't going to survive long without Joey Porter Jr. out there. That ain't going to help us at all. We'll get into that a little more in a minute. But defensive line, linebackers, sucker fear, got to get off the field on third down, man. I do like Orlando Roberts being back. That's a plus. That's a plus. And I will say Patrick Queen played better. A lot better. I seen some aggressiveness. I seen some aggressive plays by Patrick Queen. Let's just make sure we communicate when the season starts and you keep that intensity. Even when it hurts, Patrick Queen, keep that intensity. And you can help the Steelers. All right? You got to sacrifice the body, and I'm cool with it. Defensive line, they did okay. Pass rush was pretty good. Jack Sawyer is a guy, man. He's a guy. We ain't really had a Nick Herbig sighting. He ain't done nothing yet. He's been playing a lot, too. But Jack Sawyer's been balling that outside linebacker. But, of course, it's the preseason. I'm ready to hear everybody on Monday react to this game because everybody in the media, the Pittsburgh Yinzer media, not including us on the underground, of course, but they praise Mike McCarthy so much for last week. Calling him this genius, this quarterback guru. Well, quarterback play was not great this week. The offensive play wasn't great this week. It takes more than just being a quarterback guru to have a good season, to develop in a quarterback. You got to have the pieces around him to make it happen. That's one luxury he had at Green Bay. Things were set up already The ball was rolling when he took over that job. Aaron Rodgers was there, ready to go, trained up, receivers, was in the mix already. Kind of like when Big Ben got here, and he had guys, Plexico Burrs and Hines Ward, and people like that already established, right? Then gave him a Heath Miller, Antonio Brown, and so on and so on and so on. Emmanuel Sanders, Martavius Bryant, Deontay Johnson, all those dudes pitched in on Big Ben's career. So, yeah, you need some help too. You know, and I don't think the wide receivers this week helped out too much. So, Mike McCarthy, you need to get that part together too. Because we're going to need some of them guys that was out there. I know no DK, but Pittman's hurt already. Now, I'm not saying he won't be back for week 1 or, you know, or it's going to linger or anything like that. But I'm just saying he's hurt already. So now you're down to Roman Wilson, Bernard, and you also got Maxie Onoshore hurt, and it looks like you need him right now. So, yeah, the Pittsburgh Steelers are going to have to put things together to make this season work. Because right now it's not looking good. That is the starting offensive line out there, and they just don't look well. Unc in the chat says, what's up, nephew? Hey, nothing much, man. Just sit here talking some junk on my Steelers, man. It's preseason. I'm excited. You know, there's a lot you can see in preseason, a lot of coachable moments. Doesn't matter that we lost 17-0. Yes and no. Yes and no. The high we were on from last week just got deflated. And I'm talking about the players, the team. Everybody was excited and thought they accomplished something, and now they back at ground zero and reworking everything, because that's just not what you want to put on tape. It's not. No matter whose fault it was, it's a team thing. And a lot of people looked bad on Sunday. I mean, on, Friday night, right? So once again, I'm ready to hear all the media, man. I'm ready to hear all the media here in Pittsburgh and what they got to say about Drew Aller this week. I'm pretty sure most of them feel the same I feel. He threw some good balls. Wide receivers let him down. And Will Howard, they'll debate whether those interceptions were his fault or the wide receiver's fault. But like I said, he didn't play super bad either. Let me see. Player stats. Will Howard, like I said, 10 for 15, 74 yards. 2 interceptions, though. That makes it look real bad. 11 for 23. It was Drew Aller. 110 yards. And no touchdowns, no interceptions, of course. Of course, no touchdowns, right? But didn't have the turnover. Like I said, his guys let him down. At least 5 drop passes, right? At least. Then he threw up the one pass on the sideline everybody loved. So, yeah, man, Drew Aller is still the guy, man. You know, right now I think with everybody's hearts in Pittsburgh, those people that went out there and bought those jerseys and sold out his jersey already, his reputation is still safe. Still a good buy so far. Your stock is not down on your Drew Aller number 16 jersey unless he changes to number 15. Does that make it worth more or less? That might make it worth more, huh? If you think about it. Tony in the chat says back in, got some work to do. Whoa. Whoa. Nice observation. Yeah, there's some work to do. There's some work to do. I don't think all the starters wasn't out there all like that. But it was the intensity for me, man. It was the intensity. It didn't match the first game against Green Bay. And that's what I didn't like. Okay? You don't got to win a preseason game, but you got to come out there and fly around, play hard, compete. And that's what I didn't like more than anything, man. I didn't like that. If I was the coach, that's what I'd be preaching to my team, that, you know, we got to come out there and play the same every week. Every week. NFL, you ain't got time to mess around taking weeks off. You don't. Not a team like our team, with an older quarterback, an offensive line that might be shaky for a little while, at least till they gel together. Because all that moving around don't look like it's working out, Mike McCarthy. But, you know, that don't mean you're wrong. It might just mean it needs some time. Some teams, some things take time. They do. Unc in the chat says, what about the secondary corners need improvement? Dang, same thing Tonya said. I said it too. When I broke down the defense, I didn't like the corner play at all. At all. But they were just, they're the backups though. That's the third and the fourth string dude that was out there. And the Jets brought a little something, man. The Jets got some talent though. Don't sleep on the Jets. And once again, it seemed like they had much more to improve this week. I think they were blew out last week. Let me check again. See if I got that right. And it just felt like they had something to fight for. We had a blowout last week. Yeah, they lost 24-6. We won 28-9 last week against Green Bay, and it just felt like they wanted to prove it more than we did. That's what it seemed like. And once again, the defense, you got to get off the field on third down. You got to get off the field on third down. So, yeah, man, not the worst game in the world, but, man, everybody thought this guy was just an offensive machine. It goes to show you somebody can get your number, or sometimes your players just don't perform, huh? Is that what we was trying to say when Mike Tomlin was here? That's not what we was trying to say when Mike Tomlin was here, right? Sometimes the players just don't do what they're supposed to do, right? You could call it great play. And if the player reacts on defense or the player don't react on offense, either way, then things can go haywire. Things happen on the field. Players make plays. Players don't make plays. Right? So let's go to Joey Porter Jr. in his contract situation, man. What y'all think, man? How much leverage does he have, man? I don't know, man. The Steelers don't seem to be budging. They say they don't negotiate when it comes to the regular season, and the regular season is pretty much 2 weeks away. September 9th, I believe, is the first game of the season. Seahawks versus the Patriots. How y'all feel about that, man? We get a Super Bowl rematch. The first game of the year. Let me fact check that too. The first game of the year. How do we get a rematch of the Super Bowl? Yeah, that's a Wednesday too, y'all. September 9th. They squeezing in as much football as they can this year. It's crazy. Whole bunch of overseas games. First game on a Wednesday. Black Friday games. I think there's a game before Black Friday on that Thursday or something like that, I'm sure. Saturday, that holidays, all through the holidays. They're just killing the NBA schedule. They screwed them. Nobody's watching the NBA no more at Christmas. So anyway, I thought it was pretty lame. The Patriots playing the Seahawks as a Super Bowl rematch. I mean, that's the last game we seen, and we got to see it again. But it will be nice to see. The Patriots should be hungry. Go out there and get some redemption. But I was talking about Joey Porter Jr. and his bread. Man, so like I was saying, 2 weeks away, it's not far from now. And the story is the Steelers are not even close to negotiating with Joey Porter Jr., man. So what shall happen? Joey Porter Jr. is a much-needed player. I feel like the Steelers are all in. If you're going to be all in, you better have all your players. Joey Porter Jr., I think, is a very good corner. The Rooneys watch him every week like I do, so they see what he does well and what he doesn't do well. So let's talk about some of that. We all know there's a lack of physicality when it comes to Joey Porter Jr. He's more of a Deion Sanders type of defensive back. He's not the aggressive Rob Woodson, Charles Woodson, even the Pat Surtain right now. He's not the Richard Sherman type of corner. He's more finesse type of corner, coverage corner, right? Not all around run defender corner and that stuff like that. So that's one knock against Joey Porter Jr. when it comes to being one of the highest paid wide receivers in the league, which he wants to be. I'm sorry, not wide receiver, but cornerback, right? Now, I do think cornerbacks deserve all their money, man. Arguably the hardest position to play in NFL football or in all sports, man. They love to say quarterback, but who's defending the quarterback, right? And he's not only defending against the quarterback, he's defending against these wide receivers who are very elite. Very elite. But still, even going against Jamar Chase twice a year, Zay Flowers twice a year, guys like Jerry Jeudy twice a year in Cleveland, excuse me, he still hasn't given up a touchdown in 2 years. In 2 years. So now Joey Porter got a lot of leverage on his side. And this is where the fight is between him and the Rooneys, man. He feels like he's a top 5 cornerback and deserves his money. Doesn't seem to be budging. But what should Joey Porter do, man, if the Steelers don't budge? Should he still play? Should he still play? Now, they say the franchise tag is something like that. Is something like in question still or something like that. I don't know. I don't know about that. I don't think that's right because I'm sure they got still a year left on his contract. Tony in the chat says they'll balance him out. What you mean? Money-wise? They're going to balance him out with the other guys getting paid? Because the last guy to get paid just made $33 million a year, I believe. $33 million a year. And that was Vaughn Witherspoon. So we'll see, man. I think Joey Porter Jr. is still going to land around $30 million a year where he asked, but I think they offered him 25 a while ago. So that's pretty far away from each other. And it seems wild that everybody's saying, how do you pay Nick Herbig first? How do you pay Darnell Washington first? How do you pay Keanu Benton first? Because those were easy contracts to put together. Once those dudes seen the money on the table, they just immediately took it. Let me get that. Joey Porter is in a situation where he feels like he's the best. And he deserves the money. So, yeah, the Steelers is in a pickle, man. You can't be all in like they seem to be if you ain't got all your players. So let's see who will sacrifice. Will it be the Steelers wanting to go all in, or will it be Joey Porter Jr. sacrificing for his teammates to make sure his team can go all in? They need you. No matter what, you're still under contract, right? At what point will it start to frustrate your teammates? Because I'm pretty sure if the season starts and things ain't going well, like y'all saying, corners need improvement, back end got some work to do, then yes, it will get sticky with his teammates. We might not be here about it, but we might. Depends on his teammates. Depends on how, who. It only take one to say something. It only take one of them to say something, and he's going to be speaking for all of them. So we'll see, Joey Porter Jr. I think he's a good guy, good kid, good player. Very good player. I would have paid Joey Porter Jr. already. And that's really the Steelers' problem. They should have been paid him, and they wouldn't have this problem. You also got Christian Gonzalez, right? Christian Gonzalez for the Patriots. They're also not even close, and he's considered the best corner in football. So what happens when he gets paid? Okay, Tonya says, yes, she thinks they're going to break off some bread to Joey Porter Jr. I don't know, man. 2 weeks left. That's a long time, though. I will say that in a way. But in a way, not a long time. So, Christian Gonzalez, also not without a deal from the Patriots. We all know the Patriots are pretty cheap. Like the Steelers. Patriots cornerback Christian Gonzalez was absent from practice again on Wednesday. He has missed both Patriots joint practices thus far. New England has another one with Philadelphia on Thursday. Mike Vrabel and Gonzalez is working his way back from an undisclosed injury. The Pro Bowl cornerback has been out for a week. Gonzalez is also in the midst of a contract negotiation. And they talk about Seattle's Devin Witherspoon broke the record for the largest contract ever signed. That was the $33 million a year. But everybody says this guy's better, so he'll probably break that. And if he does that before Joey Porter Jr. gets a contract, then what's Joey Porter Jr. going to be thinking? Because his stats are also comparable to Christian Gonzalez also. So, you know, this, like I said, this has a lot of potential to get ugly. And let's go back to something I heard from a pretty good source who deals with the Steelers all the time. And yeah, they're saying not even close. Let's see. Hold up. Where I got it at? Here we go.
Last night, I'm getting ready to go to bed, as we all are, and Jordan Schultz drops the report that teams are, quote-unquote, wondering, curious about the potential trade of Joey Porter Jr. because Joey and the Pittsburgh Steelers are seemingly not close on a deal. This morning, Chris Halleck of DK Pittsburgh Sports drops that, well, there is no deal expected to get done, and that Joey Porter Jr. and the Pittsburgh Steelers are seemingly, well, not going to sign a long-term contract between now and week 1 of the regular season, which is when the Pittsburgh Steelers' internal deadline is to sign that extension. Chaos, right? An offseason that included Nick Herbig, Darnell Washington, and Keanu Benton all getting deals, all securing themselves long-term to the Pittsburgh Steelers. The one name that is not going to get a deal done, at least not where we sit today, is the biggest name in the draft class. The guy who has become a star in Pittsburgh, but not star enough for the Pittsburgh Steelers to pay him. This is what's going on, and this is my understanding for a long time now. If you go back to the Steelers Intel video for the members on the channel that I put out a couple of weeks ago, the Pittsburgh Steelers and Joey were pretty far off on a deal back then, and they weren't even talking at times throughout this summer. They would go through stretches where Joey's agent and Omar Khan, or the Pittsburgh Steelers, did not have conversations, and that was never good. But the whole time, two things kind of felt true. Without knowing for certain, two things kind of felt true. Joey Porter Jr. believed that he deserved top 5 cornerback money and most likely top 3 guaranteed money, which meant that he needed a Trent McDuffie deal, plus $30.1 million, which is what Sauce Gardner gets, which lands you in the top 5 average per year on the cornerback market, and then somewhere around $60 million guaranteed in that deal. The Steelers were, at the beginning of this, much, much less. I'm talking $24-25 million is where they thought a reasonable price tag was for Joey Porter Jr. Fast forward, guys like Devin Witherspoon get signed, guys like Christian Gonzalez get record-setting contract offers, and the market raises. You're watching.
So yeah, he's pretty much saying what I was saying. Steelers have put themselves in a pickle, and Joey Porter is in a pickle with the Steelers, man. It is what it is. I hope this contract situation is resolved before the season starts for the sake of the Steelers. I want to see my team 100% out there. But as he said, as he's getting from the insiders, it doesn't seem like they're even close. Doesn't seem like they're even close. And like I said, the leverage that the Steelers have, they must think is more important than the leverage that Joey Porter Jr. has. For whatever reason, they feel like he is not the corner that he thinks he is, or the Steelers are just being cheap. One of the two. Take it or leave it, Joey Porter, or we want you to play on your last year of contract like they do some of their first rounders. We're just not convinced, Joey Porter. Play it out, and we'll see. But it does seem like Joey Porter's been a stand-up guy, stand-up citizen, stand-up player here on the Pittsburgh Steelers, and you think they would honor that very quickly, but not so fast, man. Not so fast on this one. The Rooneys are holding it down, and I think that's just what it's going to be. Dang, seems like it. We all were convinced that he's going to get paid, but not so fast, man. Not so fast. All right, let's take a quick Steeler break real quick, and we're going to get into, let's go back to school, man. Back to school, NCAA football. Let's talk about it, man. Because there's been some wild things going on, man, in NCAA football all offseason. They've had a wild, crazy offseason. I'm really ready to see these boys play, man. For real. Because, all we've been talking about is NIL or guys getting more years to play or the NCAA changing the rules to stop all of it. Man, those have really been the big stories in NCAA. It's almost turning into the NFL to where, there's backstories now. Why? Because there's so much money involved. Now you got people moving around, willing and dealing and all that good stuff. They got their own form of free agency. You can hit the portal and, find out yourself on a championship team, right? That's what they did in Indiana. They put a championship team together with money in the portal. Changed the whole direction of Indiana's terrible history, man. Terrible history. All with NIL stuff. But I got a different story here, man. This is truly back to school, man. Y'all remember the movie Back to School back in the day, man? That was my movie right there, yeah. Back to School was funny as heck, man. And y'all remember Back to School? If y'all don't, man, let me show a little quick clip of it real quick. You knew when you seen both of them back in the day, it was a good movie, baby. Back in the 80s, 1986.
Guess who's getting some class? I'm going to college. Rodney Dangerfield's going back to school.
That's what I call marine biology. Hey, boys, here's a couple of pens in case you learn how to write, okay? When I used to dream about going to college, this is the way I always pictured.
Now, you see he's going back to college, you know what I'm saying? And, hey, this is sports related, man. He went back. He's on a scholarship. He's getting his little dive on, bro. Hey, Rodney Dangerfield was a funny dude back in the day, bro.
When did you dream about going to college?
When I used to fall asleep in high school. Here's a book on sex education. Let me see that.
The world's oldest living freshman.
Well, they left out the most important thing. Where to get it.
Say it!
Good teacher. He really seems to care. About what, I have no idea. Yeah, a little something for the kids, okay? Take that, it's okay, huh?
I don't have any kids.
No, because we're here. Get yourself some kids. We're here. Take it all right? What a woman.
She is the teacher.
I know, I like teachers. Do something wrong, they make you do it over
again. Hey, yo, Roddy. Hey, y'all, never got that joke back in the day in the 80s, bro. Way too young, but, man, the shit my Rays used to let us watch, man. I be watching it now like, bro, my Rays let me watch that. But, yeah, man, Back to School, Rodney King, that was a funny movie. But you see, it was sports-related. He was getting his dive on, man. He was on a dive team, so that's another funny part of the movie, the old man getting his dive on. But, yeah, this right here is kind of wild, too. Not real funny, I would say. But Cats is going back to college for after playing in the NFL, going through training camp and all that stuff like that, and getting another chance back into college football, man. I mean, you got a guy with 2 sacks in the preseason right now that basically got a court judge to tell him that he can cut himself from the NFL football team and go back and join LSU's football team. And yes, that's exactly what he went and did. That's exactly what he went and did. So it says, yes, a recent state court ruling granted temporary restraining orders allowing over a dozen football players, including rookies currently in the NFL training camps or cut by teams, to pursue the return of college football. Cleveland Browns tight end Daquan Wright became the first to enter the transfer portal to explore heading back to Ole Miss, man. Yeah, so this is wild, man. Noteworthy names. Other one, Xavier Harris, going back to South Carolina. Wyatt Williams is going back to the from the Arizona Cardinals, going back to, I won't say where he's going back to. But yeah, dude's playing in the NFL in the preseason saying, I ain't going to make it. Let me go back to college. Grab a buck there. You know you got to be going. The only way to go backwards, they still got to be paying you. So the money's still good. and you get to start. You get to play. NFL, the NCAA is truly a job now, yo. It's a job. It's no longer college. I mean, this is like sticking a fork all the way in it right here, man. All the way in it. If dudes is sliding backwards, but really not sliding backwards, they making a lateral move, or sometimes it's a move for some of these dudes, the quarterbacks, it's a level up to stay in college financially and your brand. I get seen more in college than I will in the pros. So what incentive do I have to go pro if I'm not good enough yet? If I'm not going to start? I don't. Not that. So is it right or wrong? I don't know. It is what it is, though. We just seen Back to School, the movie, and that's what school was always about. It was always being able to go back to school whenever you wanted. If you had the eligibility, you could play. Like my man was on a diving team and he was old as hell. I can't remember exactly what happened, but you know how all the movies, they gonna win. You know what I'm saying? So, he did his thing. But that was the good old college try back in the day. It didn't matter how old you were. So people start complaining about these guys being old. NCAA tries to change that rule and figured up the game and made everybody happy. Okay, now it's going to be all guys certain ages. And then you see this. What's worse? What's worse? A dude that actually committed to go to the NFL and not even a whole season, it don't even matter how long he played. He's going back to college football. Is that it's basically, like I said, there's nothing wrong with it. Will football still be fun to watch on the college level? Yes. The point of the matter is it's not college football anymore. It's not. It's a job. Okay? It's not a scholarship anymore. It's a job. Like Carson Beck said, the little girl asked him, how do you manage school and playing in the national championship? He said, I don't go to school. Straight up, I don't go to school. It wasn't faint about it. Didn't try to play it off, even to the little girl. She's worried about school. She's still in school. You're supposed to say, well, I don't go to school. So, yeah, man. This is why NCAA is no longer college football. Stick a fork in it. The argument is officially over. It's pro football, bro. It's pro football. Speaking of pro football, man, let's go back to that and get around the league a little more, man. We got to talk about Joe Burrow, our team, and my Steelers division, man. He just, man, he is tired of the AFC North kicking his ass, man. Let's listen to Joe Burrow and see what he got to say about his team and himself going into the season.
I'm tired of saying next year. This is it. Life is too short to keep pushing things down the road, and I'm trying to instill some urgency and some intensity in everybody to go and be great every day and try to make it happen.
You feel like it's got to be now or never?
That's how I'm treating it, for sure. That's how I'm treating it. I'm tired of saying next year.
So yeah, man, that's Joe Burrow. That's Joe Burrow right now saying that, we need to be doing the things we need to do because I'm tired of saying next year. It's time to become an elite team like we're supposed to be, right? We're supposed to be. Once again, like I said, Joe Burrow is tired of the AFC North kicking his ass. Baltimore kicking his ass. The Steelers kicking his ass. When he's healthy. His own body's kicking his ass. And I'm not mad at Joe Burrow for the intensity. I'm not. For challenging his team. I'm not. But, make sure you're challenging yourself right here too, Joe Burrow. You are an elite quarterback, a lot of people believe. But, you got to go out there and improve it. You can't start out 1-3 and then get hurt and blame it on your team, the rest of your team. You got to go out there and start out 4-0. So in case you do get hurt, the record's cool, and we'll get the backup in for a little while to relieve it. But the backup shouldn't have to bring you back, get you back into it, keep you in it. But yeah, the Cincinnati Bengals been trying to solve their getting off the bus problems for years, man, for years. And I guess Joe Burrow here is really trying to say is we don't have enough enthusiasm, man. We don't. So if I gotta challenge y'all publicly like this and say this, what does that mean? Let's hear it again.
Next year, this is it. Life is too short to keep pushing things down the road, and I'm trying to instill some urgency and some intensity in everybody to go and be great every day and try to go make it happen.
That's what he said. Exactly. Intensity, urgency. Let's get off the bus. So yeah, man, they're the only coach to keep their job in the division. You should be able to dominate this division if you think about it, right? You're the only coach that has a familiarity with every player in this division. You've been studying it for years now. So the Bengals have no excuses this year. I don't want to hear your defense is nasty. You spent the money on offense. You got Joe Burrow, everything he wanted. Chase Brown is stepping up. It's time for the Bengals as a whole to step up, man. We'll see. We'll see if Joe Burrow can hold himself together and if Ja'Marr Chase can keep focus, man. Sometimes Ja'Marr Chase loses a lot of focus, man. Don't know if y'all noticed that, but of course we seen it when he spit in Jalen Ramsey's face. That's losing focus right there, right? All types of focus he lost. But yeah. Well, I appreciate everybody that's up in here, man. I appreciate everybody in the chat. Y'all make sure y'all hit the like button, subscribe to the channel if you need to do that. If you're new around here, call into the show, man. 412-407-2744. Talk your sports, talk your shit. Let me talk all day. You say what you got to say. But yeah, the Steelers and the rest of the league definitely entertained us this week. Again, in preseason football, Steelers in a loss. Gave us something to think about, though. Showed that Mike McCarthy was human real quick. As I told y'all, jumping the gun after one preseason game was diabolical. But we already knew it was going to happen. They jumped the gun at training camp. We didn't even have a joint practice against nobody or nothing. And we jumping the gun. Oh, he's changing the whole organization. Everything he does is great. With the quarterbacks, he's got it all mastered. Right? That's what they've been saying. They've been talking a lot, man. Let's see who's been talking too much, though. We got to learn with my man, Mark Mann, right? That's the easy one, man. He's the one of them cats I can't wait to hear what he got to say tomorrow. But let's listen to something he said earlier this week before the game about Mason Rudolph and his comments that were pretty popular. My daily beverage in the house, bro, might be ready to retire if they can get it done this year. Yeah, Joe Burrow's been feeling pretty bad. You remember what he said last year at the end of the year? Do I still get that? Yeah, let's listen up to this.
The Burrow comments, as you mentioned, he's a guy who said openly, this is what we've chosen to do. We accept these risks. This is what football is, and he's been through a lot physically, and he's been through a lot mentally. Here is some of Burrow from yesterday talking about his mindset in response to the question of whether his toe injury from week 2 that caused him to miss several months has changed his view of the game.
Remember, this is last year, at the end of the season.
change my desire to.
Hold up, man. My bad.
You know, if I want to keep doing this, I have to have fun doing it. You know, I've been through a lot, and if it's not fun, then what am I doing it for? So that's the mindset I'm trying to bring to the table. And I've been through more than most, and certainly not easy on the brain or the body. So just trying to have fun doing it again.
Seem frustrated.
All right, so yeah, that's Joe Burrow. Pretty frustrated, man. Last year already. Now he's coming back with it already. Trying to intense the boys up. And it's like, yo, this ain't fun. This ain't fun. So now he's saying it ain't fun. Then he's saying it need to be more intense. So yeah, when you say you ain't having fun and you don't like the team you on, it could be time to retire, or it could be time to get out of there. A lot of other quarterbacks that got out of Cleveland, man. Remember Carson Palmer pretty much said the same thing, man. Let me get out of here, man. This is terrible around here. This is horrible. So is Joe Burrow leading towards that? We shall see, man. A lot of those been rumors for a while. Joe Burrow get traded, this and that. He's frustrated. We shall see, man. We shall see. But back to Mark Madden. See if Mark Madden's talking too much about Mason Rudolph. Like I said, this was last week. Mason Rudolph said this. Comments about his situation here in Pittsburgh. And let's hear what Mark Madden got to say about that. So let's go.
Mason Rudolph kind of rips Mike Tomlin by praising Mike McCarthy. Let's listen to what Mason Rudolph said.
The emphasis right now is to get Drew and Will reps, and you know, I'm very aware of the fact that the fan base is starved for a franchise quarterback. You know, like that's what, you know, people want to have hope for the future, obviously beyond this year, and so I think we've got two great quarterbacks, you know, that are both young and both really progressing. I mean, I'm really jealous about just the structure they've had in this program and this quarterback grooming system, and the way that Coach McCarthy has done it, because I feel like they've made a lot of strides. So, yeah, be rooting them on Friday.
All right, so that was Mason Rudolph. I'm going to let y'all hear that one again.
Kind of rips Mike Tomlin by praising Mike McCarthy. Let's listen to what Mason Rudolph said.
The emphasis right now is to get Drew and Will reps, and you know, I'm very aware of the fact that the fan base is starved for a franchise quarterback. You know, like that's what, you know, people want to have hope for the future, obviously beyond this year, and so I think we've got two great quarterbacks, you know, that are both young and both really progressing. I mean, I'm really jealous about just the structure they've had in this program and this quarterback grooming system, and the way that Coach McCarthy has done it, because I feel like they've made a lot of strides. So, yeah, be rooting them on Friday.
Kind of jealous about how it is now as opposed to the way it used to be when Rudolph was a younger quarterback. First off, I don't want to have hope for the future in anything. I'm like that nihilist Arby's Twitter feed. What Rudolph said, that's more truth than it is ripping Tomlin. McCarthy is a quarterback's guy and a real coach. Tomlin was a CEO who just cared about 9-8, close games, and defense. Didn't know quarterback, so didn't care about quarterback. McCarthy is obviously a better coach for quarterbacks and provides a better space for quarterbacks. That's all Rudolph said. If it kind of is a backhanded slap at Tomlin, well, certainly very much deserve it.
All right, so yeah, that's Mark Madden said, you know, Rudolph, he thinks Rudolph is backslapping Mike Tomlin for his comments, and I truly believe that ain't true, man. I don't think that's where Mason Rudolph was going. I think that's where Mark Madden wants that to go, man. That's what these media members do here in Pittsburgh. once again saying that before a game, saying this guy is some type of guru over Mike Tomlin when he's only played one preseason game. And what did he look like this week? Was he the great play caller this week? No. Different week, right? Different week. So what do we know about the Steelers in this offense so far is nothing. We had one good game and one horrible game. We don't know what we're getting. It's a roll of the dice right now. So to make this guy some quarterback guru already because Mason Rudolph said he got a better program, okay. What if I just know how to pick a better guy or manage a better guy? Okay? Sometimes too much, too close is too much. He needed a guy like Aaron Rodgers who was going to take command eventually anyway. Just like Big Ben did for Mike Tomlin. You got to get that guy no matter what type of coach you are. You got to get that guy. Now, to me, Mike Tomlin is one of those coaches that's a dying breed, okay? Defensive coach. He's going to let his quarterback, he's going to find him a good one and do his thing. Look at Bill Belichick. Found Tom Brady, did his thing. Okay? That's what these defensive coordinators do. And there ain't too many of them left. Look at Mike Vrabel. Found Drake May, did his thing. He's going to let Drake May be him, and he's going to bring the defense. Both things work. What if Mike McCarthy doesn't call a great game? Can he still manage to win a game? Can he score a point, which he didn't do this week? I know it's preseason, but still. Last week, he got all the praise, right? So all I'm saying is, Mark Madden, you talk a whole bunch, bruh. I think you're talking too much because there's no reason to even mix Mike Tomlin in that situation. You know Rudolph's problem? You know why Rudolph didn't make it here in Pittsburgh? It's not Mike Tomlin. It's the Rooney's organization. And it's Big Ben who wouldn't quit. They got him to be Big Ben's replacement. And all of a sudden, Big Ben just kept hanging around. Mason Rudolph never got his shot here in Pittsburgh. Never got his shot to play. How do we even know that he didn't develop as a quarterback when Mike Tomlin was here? How do we even know? He never got a chance to play enough. As far as we felt, we was ready to give Mason Rudolph a shot, right? Don't get Aaron Rodgers. We want to give Mason Rudolph a shot, man. He deserves a shot. We was all saying that until we got Will Howard. And we still said, well, let Mason start. Will can chill. We don't want Aaron Rodgers. So Mason Rudolph was an option, bruh. He just never got his chance from the Rooneys. Because what did they do to him next? After letting Big Ben hang around forever and never giving him a shot, they picked Kenny Pickett in the first round. That was the Rooneys. Tomlin, whoever you want to blame it on. I know who it is, though. That organization is going to do what it want to do. And they never gave Mason Rudolph a shot. So Mason Rudolph don't need to be mad at Mike Tomlin for what, Mark Madden? For what? He never got a shot from the Rooneys. They passed on him. Plenty of times. They could have told Big Ben to get out of here. They gave him more money. They could have not picked Kenny Pickett in the first round and played with you. They did not do that. So yeah, Mark Madden, definitely talking too much. As usual, I'm ready to hear you tomorrow, see what you got to say, because you can't have much to say. You're going to try to talk around it. You talk about the quarterbacks. That's cool. Talk about how people drop balls and wide receivers didn't run crispy routes. But at the end of the day, man, they scored no points, 0 points. And when you get shut out, there's plenty of people to blame, man. Plenty of people to blame. It's a lot of people's fault, as I explained earlier before. So, yeah, we'll see. I still got faith in this team. Of course, these are the backups and all that. But I'm just a true believer in you're only as strong as your weakest link. And these are the guys that also need to be focused on Sunday. Sometimes you need to be more focused coming off the bench because you need to be ready to play mentally. So if you ain't really ready to play when you know you starting tonight, how you going to be coming off the bench? And I've watched other teams, man, look good in the preseason. There's a way to judge these games, man. It's not the W, but you still don't want a donut. Not good. Not good all around, and it starts with coaching, man. So don't even try that shit now. It starts with coaching. All right, man. It's your boy Filthy Rich on the Underground, man. My daily beverage says it's good for his views. LL stirring the pot. Oh, yeah. I missed that one. Dang. So, man, yeah. Hey, one more preseason game coming up here against the Bills. Let's see what we got next week in the preseason. I haven't checked that out yet. Week 3 in the NFL preseason. We go to Buffalo. Patriots and the Browns. So, yeah, nice little test for Shador. He need more practice. Go up against a well-coached team in the Browns. That's a good test for him. Raiders and got the 49ers, man. Fernando Mendoza, go ahead and start that boy, man. Got to start him again in that game. Kirk Cousins. You see Kirk Cousins in that game, he must go and start. If Fernando Mendoza's going to that game and he does well, good chance he starts. All right. Rams, Chargers, no real big interest in that. Falcons, Dolphins, I'm getting bored with the Falcons because I feel like they're going to trot Tua out there, and that's what it's going to be. Commanders and Ravens, they got all their situation pretty good. Sonny Styles look like trash, though. Like I said, 6'5", middle linebacker, that ain't good. That ain't good. That's not like an easy block. And I'm 6'2". You know what I mean? Texans, Panthers. See, well, you know, depends on how Carolina plays that game. And the Texans, that could be a little bit of a worth the watch. Jets, Giants, Eagles, Bengals, Cardinals, Packers. I like watching the Cardinals in the preseason. They playing real well. That's 8 o'clock Friday night, so that's a good one. Where the Cowboys at? Cowboys and the Saints. Cowboys been playing very well. They finding them a whole bunch of little gems. I shouldn't even be telling y'all. Check on your fantasy, bruh. I might just have a little fantasy show, or I might be stingy and keep all my info to my damn self. You know? I don't know what I'm going to do yet. But I got a lot of fantasy info I got to go over. I got to do my own little checklist because I'm dominating this year, man. We got a couple of my leagues is Annie in the pot, getting the pot up a little higher. So I like to win a couple of them little pots, you know? And I like to brag too. So, you know, I usually do well. So we'll see this year, man. I got a lot of people I'm focusing on. And Broncos got the Vikings, nothing much there. Lions, Colts, Bears, Titans. All right. Man. That's pretty much it for the week. Wonder who's going to start next week. I'm starting, if I'm Mike McCarthy, I am starting Will Howard again. Because it seems like his plan is Drew Aller's definitely on the team already. Just keep working out with these dudes. And let's see if Will Howard is worth cutting Mason Rudolph for. Or do we put him on a practice squad if he doesn't look good? People don't think he's a good quarterback. We can sit him on the practice squad and he'll still be there, right? Still be there if we need him. All right, so that's what's up, man. We out of here. It's the Underground Sports Show, baby. I'll see y'all next time, man. I'm out. Yes, sir. Go dig. Catch y'all Tuesday night, man, for the freestyle show. Let's go.
Keep digging, go deep. That's the Underground. Yeah, keep digging, keep digging, go deep, it's the underground. Yeah, keep digging, keep digging, go deep, it's the underground. Yeah, keep digging, keep digging, go deep, it's the underground.
Go deep, yeah, it's the underground. Drop a bomb, yeah, everybody get down. Matter of fact, yeah, it's a touchdown. Get jiggy, yeah, in the end zone. Yeah, ask your girl, I'm in the friend zone. First down, yeah, I'm in the red zone. Can't stop this, you better watch this. Call in to the show, talk your shit.
Keep digging, go deep, it's the underground. Yeah, keep digging, go deep, it's the underground. Yeah, keep digging, go deep, it's the underground. Yeah, keep digging, go deep, it's the underground. God got me. OG, yeah, God got me. OG, yeah, God got me. OG, yeah, only God, yeah. OG, yeah, God got me. OG, yeah, God got me. OG, yeah, God got me. OG, yeah, only God can judge me. Money don't like ugly, better face it. Take it back to the basement. Better count the blessings. Yeah, it was him, no question. Yeah, follow the rules, that's the commandments. Better take advantage, you slipping like Samson. Messing with Delilah, drop you in that pit with that fire. Yeah, that's not when you wanna retire. OG, yeah, God got me. OG, yeah, God got me. OG, yeah, God got me. OG, yeah, only God, yeah. Heaven on earth, boy, I doubt it. Real OG, I wouldn't doubt it. Carry the sword if you bout it, spread the word, yeah, be the loudest, yeah, I'm the man, but God got a plan. Boys in the hood, stuck in quicksand, we can get bent and still repent, yeah, water in the wide, man, the rules ain't mine. OG, yeah, God got me. OG, yeah, God got me. OG, yeah, God got me. OG, yeah, only God, yeah. Tell you the truth, it ain't in the book. Caught up in the rapture, don't be shook. Hating on your life, it ain't a good look. Hey, see, I tried to tell you to let me cook. Yeah, I heard it from my OG. Act like you know me. See the bush burning. Tell all the homies. Say read the Bible, but it ain't OG. Snakes be hissing. Watch the competition. OG, yeah, God got me. OG, yeah, God got me. OG, yeah, God got me. OG, yeah, only God, yeah. OG, yeah, God got me. OG, yeah, God got me. OG, yeah, God got me. OG, yeah, only God, yeah. OG, yeah, God got me. OG, yeah, God got me. OG, yeah, God got me. OG, yeah, only God, yeah.